What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one, man. Woohoo! I know y'all did a great job today, especially for y'all people that like to go long. Market was popped up, shot up, really tested up. I definitely got me a little bit of that, and I was happy to partake in it. But before we get started, man, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video because ultimately it helps the channel grow. And hey, man, we're building a little community, man. I'm excited. I'm happy. I love all the questions that I get, and I love just being able to kind of talk through these things and go over the markets with you guys. So as you know, today we're going to be talking about rollover and FOMC with rollover. So I'm not sure if everyone really understands what rollover is, but just to give you kind of a quick understanding of what that is rollover is when a contract is expiring and you're going over to the next contract. Um, Effectively, extending the trader's position in, the underlying asset or, product that you're trading, for example, S&P, NASDAQ, oil, gold. And so it's really that simple. Future contracts typically have expiration dates, and traders often want to maintain their positions in the underlying asset beyond these dates, right? So you want to make sure that you cross over simultaneously. You open a new position in the next available contract, right? Which could be possibly the next month, or it goes by quarter, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. And so, it's based on, of course, the timing. Traders will determine when to roll over their positions by watching the volume, right? You want to make sure that there's enough volume before you roll over to the next contract. And then also the difference in price between the contracts and the new contract. Also, it will result in a gain or a loss, known as the rollover cost as well too. So yeah, it's just different. You want to make sure that you stay up to float because the expiring contract, it gets slower and slower and slower, and you don't want to get stuck in that. So you definitely want to make sure that you're rolling over, in your time frame, and this is what we consider rollover week. Whereas you see the March contract, where the March contract, you should be rolling over ES to, the June contract. NQ, the same thing, the March contract to the June contract. Excuse me. CL, you definitely want to, change that over to the May contract. And then you have gold, right? Should be getting ready to change it over. Now, once again, you may not want to change these over until you absolutely see the volume in the contracts as well too, right? So once they change over, then it's time to go. It slows down. It's time to go and change over. All right. So as we know, rates held steady, today for FOMC. So interest rates are staying steady, man. And you've seen the market react to it. Let's get started. I know this is what you guys are waiting on because there's a lot of action this afternoon. Now, typically, as y'all know, I really don't trade in the afternoon session. I'm usually done by 11:30, and I may watch a little bit, but normally I just really don't partake, very often past 11:30 because I just don't like the volume, and it typically doesn't move enough for me to get me interested in it. But when it's something news driven like it was today, I will definitely partake. So let's take a look here at ES first. Now, as you know, the news come out at 12 o'clock, and that interest rates were holding steady, right? So this candle right here, this one, I hope y'all can see this very, very well. We have a level right here, which I had, which is 56.8250, right? I took that trade. I took that trade when it came down because it literally shot up here. I actually just put it on my queue and kind of walked away a little bit. You know, I'm kind of doing some things and then I heard it go off. And so I didn't honestly think it was going to come all the way back, considering it went all, you know, the way up. And then it started pulling back, came literally, hit it, boom, took off, right? Because it was playing in that area. Jumped above this level, jumped above this level, and kept moving up. It's crazy. Broke so many of our levels to the upside. That was a sweet trade. I took that trade this afternoon. I was waiting. This was the only place I felt comfortable taking along. I wasn't taking it anywhere else. I let it come all the way down to this level. It held, toe tapped it, as I like to say, hezzy, and took off. Boom, sweet trade right there. I could have literally took that trade right there, and that would have been the only trade I took, and I would have been perfectly fine. So needless to say, I had a great day today. You hear me? I had a great day. It was a great day. So yeah. But all right, now let's look at some of these levels, you know, new levels that may have come. So up here, we shot through it. This level right here, which I was thinking about shorting it, but the way it was moving, I was a little nervous because, as you can see, I would have had to have a pretty hefty stop on. I mean, that's literally a 12-point stop if I would have took this. Now, granted, you know, could have made about 24, 25 points, but it was slipping too much. I didn't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this. I'm going to move that there. So I'm going to move that level there. But I'm going to put this level here. Boom. And once again, I'm looking at my 30-minute chart, guys. 30-minute chart. I want to keep this here, but I also want one here as well. Boom. I like that. Boom. If you really want to get froggy, you could put one here. And I'm going to. I like it. Put that there. And that's all I have for ES. So what am I looking for tomorrow? The best play for me would be to pull back, especially if I was taking overnight, pull back in this area. If this area hold, I would be looking for a long. If we broke lower, I would be looking for the retest to come back to get short. I want to try to catch down to this area if possible. So that's what I would be looking for overnight. But I'm not sure. We may see a little bit more of a push up overnight. Not sure. But either way, I let the market predict what it's going to do, and I just follow suit with what it's showing us. All right, let's go to NQ. NQ had a sweet trade as well. I'm gonna keep that there because we still have that level that hasn't been broken. But I'm gonna move this down. So talk about NQ for a second. I actually took a trade this morning. Here I took this trade. So I literally took this long, held here, came up in here, and I actually took it to here. So it was a sweet little winner for me as well too. And really just being able to play here because I literally, which was thinking of doing it as well. I was thinking of shorting here. And the main reason that I didn't take this short from this level, because I want you to see the time, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's 12. The fact that I was even in this at 11:30 still was something that I typically don't do. So I didn't get out. I mean, I didn't take the short because I don't really like to take trades in the 12 o'clock hour. That's just something about me. I know everybody has their different quirks. That's one of mine. I don't typically like to take trades around 12. So I didn't take that trade, but as you can see, could have been a nice little winner there as well to come back and test this area again. And could have gotten long and, took this all the way up, which, I didn't, but, I could have. I was too busy looking at ES, this afternoon. That's all I was really interested in was ES and not really NQ. So I didn't take the trade. And what would I be looking for? Pretty much the same thing. I want to see what it does at this level, because we're playing pretty much right in the middle of it. So I need to see it break one of these levels for me to really start to pay attention to become a player. Once again, letting the market dictate it. Let's go to oil. Oil, I really wasn't interested in oil, just being quite honest. Once again, I just haven't really been a viable player in oil. It just is what it is for me right now. But one play I guess I would have looked at is, I was looking to see if we was going to come here, which we did, come right here to this level, test it, and then pushed up and could have sold, either this level or held and let it push up, right? And then once it came back down to test the level, could have got long here to go back up, see what it did this level, boom. And ultimately it came all the way up to test this level. So this one, I don't want anymore. Get rid of that level. It broke through it. So I need to see what it does in this area that it's currently in to see what happens. I always prefer the push up, but the levels held. I just wasn't, once again, because it's not moving as much for me, and ES is moving very well, NQ is moving very well, gold is moving very well. Oil is just kind of, the stepchild for me that's just sitting on the sidelines waiting for me to get interested again. And eventually, I'm sure I will. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see what happens in this area, see once we break down or break up, and then I'll be a viable player. Or I'll be watching oil. More than likely, these markets are just moving too well for me, and perfect setups for me, these three. So I actually didn't take anything on gold today either. What I was waiting for, of course, is here and here. And it literally just kind of bounced around. So what I would have been looking for here this morning, if it would have happened, is a short. And as you can see, this happened at 12. It finally came to test my level and then broke down. But that was 12 o'clock. And like I said, I typically don't take trades at 12. So it just wasn't a player for me. And then here we go. Finally, this afternoon, 2 o'clock, it breaks this level. And what I would have been doing was looking at the retest of it coming down to then get long and at least to this level right here. But as you see, it broke that level and kind of pushed up a little bit more. So we have a new high. I'm gonna put here. And just because that was the overnight high, I want to keep it. I want to keep it as well. And it will be more as a gauge. I'll be looking to see how it breaks below it, or if this level just kind of holds, to see if I would want to look at it, be a viable player. And so that's it. And that's all I have other than that, because we still got these same levels. And it really was an inside day for gold. So I only traded ES and NQ. But once again, they were still great. Winner chicken dinners, some very, very big moves. Leave me a comment. Let me know how it all went for you. If you were able to, get in on some of these moves and, kill the markets today. All right, man. Look at that. Perfect timing. 16 minutes. I'm trying to make sure to keep these under 20 minutes unless we have multiple questions, and then I'll come in and answer those, or we will. But that's all I have. So same time, same place tomorrow. We'll be ready. We'll get it together, knock it out, have a discussion. All right, guys, you take it easy. Keep trading. Clock them ticks. Peace.